Hi, everyone. Hey, guys. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to Shanti Yoga Training School. If you join our school, I am your lead trainer. My name is Natalie Kra. So I can tell you a little bit about myself before I show you the program, which I'm really excited to share with you. I thought a video would be more interesting and also more effective, perhaps, so that you can actually try to understand the feel and the vibe that we have with our school and what I'm offering. My name is Natalie. My journey with yoga began when I was a teenager. I got into yoga very young. And if you haven't, I invite you to read my book, Living Life in Light. I don't have one here to show you, but I will send it to you in the email so you can see. And I explain my journey in the first years, which I primarily did meditation and got into yoga philosophy. I had an aunt that was a yogi, and that's kind of how it began. I did dance professionally for a long time. I went to school for dance kinesiology. When I was in my late teens or very early 20s, I actually got acquainted with Ashtanga, Vinyasa flow, Ashtanga yoga. And I went to my first trip to India to study with Patabi Joyce, who is the founder of Ashtanga yoga. Ashtanga is a form of yoga that is movement linked to breath. It's a vinyasa. And over the next decade, during my between 20 to 30s, I made several trips back to India, each time staying, committing for at least 3 months each time, so that I could learn the practice and further develop my studies of yoga and meditation. I also had a meditation teacher in India. It was really beautiful. Patabi Joyce was a really major teacher, major influence in my life. I have a lot of respect for Guruji. When I was in my mid 20s, I moved to Los Angeles. And actually, I think it was like 24. I moved to Los Angeles and I worked for Yoga Works for almost 9 years. Those of you who don't know Yoga Works, they own several studios around the country. And it was a very significant time in my life because I did everything from working at the front desk for many years to becoming yoga advisor for Yoga Works. And yoga advisor, I worked with clients and students relationship, and then assistant manager and manager. So really learning the behind the scenes. I had an Ashtanga yoga Mysore style program for a while, and I also taught Vinyasa Flow. That is when I did my first, one of my first 200-hour teacher trainings. I also trained with someone named Ganga White in Santa Barbara, California. But at Yoga Works, I did my 200-hour, and I learned how to sequence yoga classes. Our method, which really is born in the Yoga Works tradition. I had wonderful mentors while I was there. Um, Teachers that are masters that I consider some of the top in the world, who many of them I still work very closely with them. Today I am 43 years old. I have been teaching yoga for about 20 years, so long time, maybe even more. I think when I was 22, I was already doing leading Mysore style classes in the Ashtanga method. So our system is very much based on classical yoga, which many consider to be classical yoga, the Krishnamacharya lineage. So what does that mean? The Ashtanga from Patabi Joyce, the Vinyasa flow, the classical sun salutation A's and B, the classical standing postures, and the Iyengar influence. With Iyengar, we have all the props, we have the alignment, we have how to modify a practice for to suit any demographics, any of students' needs. So I am very thorough about sequencing. It's something that I'm really passionate about. Also coming from a background of dance and my major and when going to school with an undergrad in kinesiology, I also really look at transitions and how that affects the lower back, the joints, bone structures, and as we age, the arthritis and things that we need to pay attention. This is a lifelong practice. So I am here as your guide. I'm super excited to welcome you in the program if this is something that is in alignment with what you want and if the time is right, right? Then if it is, then there's a calling, and there's a say, it says when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And I really believe that there's a perfect fit for everybody out there. So it's really important to me that this program is appropriate to you and that you are enjoying the process. And so that there is an exchange of energy. I am very hands-on with my students. I also have a ask me anything form that you can fill. You'll log in into your platform and you can ask me any questions, and I am here for you to answer the questions. um, I had a yoga studio in New Orleans for my post Yoga Works year. I opened a yoga studio in New Orleans for 9 years until very recently. And we there developed the Shanti Yoga trainings. The past few years, while the studio was still open, I completely devoted myself to the trainings, primarily, I would say 90% of the time. And then eventually it was very clear that this is really where I was heading. I started the online platforms about, I would say, 2, 3 years ago, and as well as Zoom sessions and our virtual online communities. What I want you to know is that I am here for you along this journey. Without further ado, let me show you our online platform. But I must also point out Life on Earth podcast is the podcast that we created for Shanti Yoga Training School. Many of our presenters are featured on Life on Earth podcast. Life on Earth podcast is an educational podcast on wellness, on health and healing, yoga, spirituality, yoga on and off the mat. So I highly recommend that you go check that out. We have been featured by Apple Podcasts several times. And another thing is my book, Life on Earth, Living Life and Light, which I already mentioned. But if you go to livinglifeandlight.com, you will see it. It's also available on Amazon. So let me show you guys the online platforms and what you would be working with once you join the training. I will share a screen here with you. All right. And here we go. All right. We don't need that. Okay. If you go to lifeonearthpodcast.com, this is primarily the platform that you would be working with. And I will give you an example of one of the courses that we have, many courses that we offer in this platform. So again, lifeonearthpodcast.com. And as an example, we have the 300 hour. We also have a 200 hour. We have a 300 hour. I'm going to give you the example of the 300 hour. This is what you would be going through. This is just a piece of what I do with energy healing. Mandatory films to watch. So there's a bunch of documentary. The masters. We have Patanjali, like I said, classical yoga. We learn about Patanjali, the legacy of Krishnamacharya, Pattabhi Jois, Indra Devi, the first lady of yoga, Iyengar, Desikachar. And I must say this is a combination of videos, audio presentations, and articles. We have a whole segment on anatomy. So you have anatomy of the human spine, anatomy books that we recommend, the 3 planes, transitions, neutrals to externals, low back pain, 16 ways to detox your lymphatic system. We have a really great presentation video with Dr. Raza Awan, which talks about how to prevent yoga injuries. We've got the kleshas. I'm not sure if you are familiar with the kleshas, but I absolutely love it. It's a part of the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. So we've gotten all that for us to learn. These are small videos. We've got the koshas articles, koshas, equanimity, finding balance. Let's see what we have there. As you can tell, I mean, I'm not going to read after all of it, but this is a bunch of articles, videos, and audios on equanimity and some things for you to read. All of this you do at your own pace. Teaching beginners, lots of tips for teaching beginners. You know, a 4-part series, Intro to Yoga audio session. Exploring the chakras, right? The chakras are fantastic. This is the first chakra. There's a documentary and lots about the chakras. We've got here chakra 3. We've got a session on yoga nidra. Yoga nidra is fantastic. I teach it pretty thoroughly. This is one of my passions. We've got inversions. All of this on inversions. Viparita Karani, 7 benefits of shoulder stand, restorative yoga. We've got tea ceremony, which I have been studying and it's amazing. Ayurveda, teaching private yoga sessions, branding yourself. You are your authentic brand, your mission statement. I also teach a lot of branding on the business of yoga, which we have coming up. Let's see what else here, just to give you through it. We've got some coaching if you want it and you need it. Being of service. We've got a podcast. We've got an Udemy bonus course. And this is a Vinyasa Flow Fundamentals where I break down each and every posture. I'm including this in your training. I also talk about the sequencing method that we have in our training quite thoroughly in this Udemy course. So it'll be really great for you to go through it and get all of the fundamental things to teach a very well taught and very thorough Vinyasa yoga class for beginners. We talk about Tadasana, Surya Namaskar is this is all about sun salutations. Why sun salutations? Surya A, Chaturanga Dandasana risk factors, so you have an idea, right? Let's see, this is the art of sequencing. Like I said, I'm pretty thorough. We have a skeleton of the sequence, the art of sequencing, why externals and neutrals. We go very deep into that. This is more anatomy. Got a meditation, a lot of meditation here, including a presentation, guided meditation. We've got a lot on Ashtanga Yoga. Who is Patanjali? 8 limbs of yoga, Yoga Sutras. I cover the sutras in some of our presentations quite thoroughly. Exploring the second chakra, like I said, we have all the 7 main chakras are the ones, chakra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We thoroughly cover them. And some more concepts here, abhyasa, vairagya, practice and surrender. Prenatal yoga, we have some on prenatal yoga as well. Pranayama, breath control, how to heal your body. Friday highlights, it's something that we do together with our community. You'll learn more about it as you come through. The business of yoga, we've got some mastering the business of yoga, online marketing and branding. And here is another workshop that I created. It's called Create and Let Go, where you're setting purposes, and also 10 reasons why a mentor is a must. And I would like to consider myself your mentor while you are in the program. And so let's also look at a course for virtual, which you will have access to this online platform as well. It's called the virtual training. This is included in your program. And for this is there's a list of teachers that you can practice with online. Okay, required presentation list. Check, this is a check. I give you guys a PDF so you can do a checklist. Once you join the program, I will explain this much more thoroughly. Every Friday, we have a class at 12 p.m. Central Time. If you don't make it to this class on Zoom, you will get the recording. Some course essentials, such as skeleton of the sequence Surya A and B. Some of the required presentations. These are all videos, you guys. These are required for those, especially for those of you doing this training online, virtually. And you can read through these and see some of the themes, hands-on adjustments, Yoga Sutras essentials, meditation, leadership, marketing and branding, money and spirituality, right? Got some bonuses for you right here, pre-hike yoga sequence. We've got Life on Earth podcast with 80 hours of content. We've got some Zoom links for you to register for presentations that are in the future on Zoom. I do these presentations almost bi-weekly. We got some virtual live stream training weekends. Okay. So we've got a few of these coming up, and we have some that have already happened, and they're all uploaded in your platform for you to listen to at your own timing and go through the program at your own timing. The art of sequencing, teaching beginners, and so on. So yoga practice on demand. So I have a series of yoga classes that I have uploaded here and that you can practice at your own time for you to get acquainted with my teaching method and style, as well as the verbal cues and the sequences, right? So Shraddha is another platform that you'll have access to, and here's how you access it, and I will show it to you. Every Friday, we have something called Shanti Yoga Cafe, which you have access to the cafe. I will show you. I'm offering 50% off all virtual trainings. You do have to fill out an application. Like I said, it is really important to me that this training is a good fit for you and that this also resonates with the community and what we have to offer. Um, so what is included in the virtual cafe that I have included for all of you. Here's the intention. The intention for Shanti Yoga Virtual Cafe has been created with the intention to hold space for each other and to keep our community together during a very unique global time. With yoga practices, meditations, and community events, in order for us to support each other while maintaining our physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental health. This, I will give you access to this. The other thing that you will have access to is if you go to nataliecrowd.com and you click on Work With Me, you go all the way down to this page. It's called Shraddha. Okay, you click on it. This is a secure area for you students of the teacher training only. You will plug in your password and it will give you access to Shraddha. Okay, this is a video, it's a welcome video. It requires a password, which you will have as well. It's for you with the logistics of the training, welcome and logistics, which I explain the insides of the platform. These are the props that I recommend. These are the yoga asana classes that have already passed, some teacher training weekends that are virtual. They're all uploaded here. And an Ask Me Anything form, which you can always go here. And if you cannot make it to Thursday, 10 a.m. for our check-in for virtual training, you simply fill this out, send it to me. And once I get it, I will reply all of the questions. I make sure I answer every question every week. If you do make it to the virtual trainings on the weekends, you can ask me anything as well. Some of the trainings that we have coming up are the business of yoga, marketing online, sequencing principles of sequencing an advanced yoga practice, finding your teaching voice, practice teach. We also have the chakra system coming up, which I will cover the 7 main chakras, and restorative yoga practice. I think that that is it for now. Like I said, let me stop the sharing here and get back to you on the video. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Natalie, and I look forward to hearing from you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out and answer. I hope that I can be of service, and I hope that you can join us. I can tell you that it's a lot of fun. The training is super amazing. All the content is super amazing. It is the work of a lifelong work that I am now, presenting it to you with a lot of research, a lot of testing it and practicing it. So reach out, let me know if I can help with anything. I would love to get to know you, would love to meet you. I'm here to serve you. I hope this is a good fit. And if it is, fill out that application. I will get it. I'll get back to you. and then we can talk about, how to join the program. If you want to pay through PayPal, many students have been telling me that they've been looking into PayPal credit, which you can make several payments on that. So it's a no-brainer. This is the time. The time is now to deepen your practice on and off the mat. It has been a pleasure. I hope to talk to you soon. Thank you for listening.